Hi, QK. Hi, Willie. Hi, QK. I'm pretty good. Today I'm gonna be cooking some fried noodles. Oh, yeah. Hi, Worm. Hi, Lonely Assassin. How is everybody? Hi, Wooly. Can everybody hear me okay? Hi, Lead Post. Okay, so today this is tofu, pea pods, green onion, and mushroom. So that's what I'm going to be putting in. Yeah, I look pale just because of the lighting. Hi, Kaito. Hi, Mastermind. The noodles don't have any seasoning yet, but for seasoning I have soy sauce, ketchup, chili oil, probably just a little tiny bit of the ketchup. Yeah, I should have cut the mushrooms first, Willie. Can everyone hear me over the sizzling? Well, it's because I never buy the big bottles of soy sauce. I like the big ones because I use it a lot. The soy sauce. How was your weekend been, everybody? Yeah, I'm wearing socks, Napoleon. Celebrated Mother's birthday, stayed in bed, same every week. Yeah, mine's been pretty low-key too. My Eskimos made a tumbler. Ha ha ha, mutt. Hi, Supreme Gentleman. This isn't milk, it's almond milk. Supreme Gentleman, I'm making fried noodles. Yes. Not a very good one. I don't like soy milk either. noodles. The noodles are kind of hard to cook because they come like congealed. It's just a tiny bit QK. Oh, I thought you meant the ketchup was gross. Not that is gross. Almond milk is made by pressing almonds. There's like some kind of weird boiling process too, I don't really know. Okay, that's done. The noodles got really broken. Okay, bye natures. Yeah, I love tofu. It's green onions, pea pods, mushrooms, and tofu. Coffee is not a breakfast. Nothing is not a breakfast either. Yeah, I forgot to bring a fork or chopsticks or anything. It came out pretty well. I probably should have put a bit more, well, I didn't put any at all, but I probably should have put some sugar to soften the soy sauce. But it's good. Crying for 2 hours straight is not a breakfast. It's a good warm-up before breakfast. Mutt seems really bothered by my inappropriate utensil use. It's like this is the different room equivalent of when my bed's not made. I'm just gonna stick with this spoon. I don't think I could use these 2 spoons as chopsticks. Well, there's only one to start with. People ask that a lot about why the tips of my fingers are red. I'm not sure. I think I always have cold hands. Maybe the circulation's bad. In Ireland, Mutt, do people always use the right spoons? stew spoon. Do you really actually eat that much stew in Ireland? That hearty stew meme. If I ever get custom emojis, emotes or whatever you call them, there has to be a hearty stew one. There isn't already an egg emote? Wow, I'm impressed that you can see the dinosaur carpet from here. Dinosaur spoon. Dinosaur size, but I used to have this nature book, my siblings and I did, and they'd always show how big a dinosaur was compared to a human for each dinosaur. And I think the T-Rex was like just this much of the toe. Like just the toe was like taller than a human. This room is kind of a storage room or office. What looks so happy, number one alpha in the room? Oh no, Mark. What kind of screenshot? I'm also kind of glad there aren't any T-Rexes anymore. The skeleton at the museum's enough for me. We have a really good dinosaur skeleton at the Chicago Field Museum. Yeah, I always look bad when I'm eating and then I don't realize it until I'm editing the video or something. Dearly Saturn, we all know you haven't eaten a dinosaur. T-Rex had feathers? That's so cool. Dino nuggets weren't well thought out, because even if they were made of dinosaur, why would they magically be in the shape of dinosaurs? It's not like they make chicken nuggets in the shape of chickens. It's weird to think that the biggest animals used to be so big, because I don't know, I mean, just imagine how crowded the earth would feel with these animals just walking around as big as houses. Normal chickens are scary. Some hens are just sweet, but chickens, like, in flocks are scary. Yeah, for sure, Matt. Jurassic centipede. Did you hear they're finding a way to bring back the mammoth? That they can breed they have some old mammoth DNA and that they could breed with an elephant, but I think that's a terrible idea. The rug has rainbows, ice cream, children, cars, dinosaurs on it. If they were proportional, number one Elfan, why couldn't they support that size? I don't have a problem with mammoths, but I think it's a bad idea to bring back an animal that would be completely one of a kind, probably not breedable. It'd be lonely and different from the other elephants. Maybe it would be huge and cause the elephant stress. Environmentally, I just think it's kind of ridiculous and I don't see the point of it. Exactly, Willie. Yeah, species do go extinct eventually on their own, for some reason. I mean, if the mammoth went extinct, wouldn't it just be miserable in the current world because it's not suited? It got too hot for them, right? They're an Ice Age species, right? Hold on, everybody. I'm gonna get more to drink. Getting a drink. Be right there. Hi, Sandwich. They were wiped out by a meteor. Mini dinosaurs in the modern day world. I mean, that's just like a lizard. Oh, the size of puppies. That's like an iguana or a crocodile. Yeah, Matt, I think you might be thinking of the buffalo. Oh, yeah, that was when the Europeans came, when the first ever people came to North America. I don't know. I'm sure they did hunt some things out. The new mic is working, Dietary. Can you not hear it? Yeah, these are, I don't know if they're tangerines. We call them clementines in the US, but I think that's a brand. No, QK, we mean like ancient humans, like the Native Americans. Like, how did they get there? Didn't they cross like a land bridge? The new mic hasn't come yet, everybody. The one for ASMR, I don't have it yet. It'll be here in a few days. During the Ice Age, they crossed the frozen northern sea. That's really cool to think of. Just crossing an ocean, it was like that cold. We killed the dodo because it tasted good. Should have thought about that and domesticated them. I actually do. I don't know if it's XLR or not, but either way, I have an XLR cord and the interfacey thing I can put it in. dodo bird couldn't escape. I mean, Israel, most birds aren't that smart. Really unintelligent is kind of relative. Yeah, then Wooly, it's not XLR. The one I got was 500. I guess it's USB then. Birds can only be so smart with heads that size. True, crows are smart. But aren't crows still fooled by scarecrows? You're not that smart if you think a statue of a human is real. Not that I don't mistake statues for real people all the time. Yeah, well, a binaural mic is expensive because it's actually 2 mics. So let's say I'm paying $200 per mic and then $100 for the way they're combined and the stuff. Basic model has a 3.5 millimeters. Yeah, I'll figure out that mic. Yeah, I'll do an unboxing when I get it. I can't unbox the ASMR mic in an ASMR way, because then how would I be using the ASMR mic? I'll do the unboxing in a YouTube video. The McDonald's? Supposedly early Americans hunted around 30 animals to extinction. Well, what you gonna do? Take the bag away from the mic. Yeah, Roman. Yep. What kind of frying pan is this? This is it's from Target. It's a West Bend grill. Not a grill, a griddle. Roman delusion knows what's going on. Yeah. I think humans, because we have excessive you're right, we have excessive tools, so we have to willfully control it. Yeah, I think as humans we just have to. Exactly, Willie, exactly. It's not that hard. I read this statistic or something that if we just like stopped with the giant CO2 emissions, the hole in the ozone layer would close in like 50 years. This is granola. We domesticated animals. What other species does that? Yeah, Roman, that was probably a mistake. But it's hard to argue with it because I'm a human eating packaged food indoors. No RP3D, thanks. I'm not sure if you mean homely as in homey, because that's what we say in the US. In the US, homely means ugly, and homey means like comfy. But I know in most other countries, homely is actually like homey for us. My grandmother immigrated from Cuba when she was a child, and in school when she was learning English, she had to write a description of a room. Thanks, no RP3. Hello from Russia. Oh, I see. Hello, Russia. Homely homie. jug. This is olive oil. I'm not drinking it. I was cooking earlier. Yeah, Mars, normally I would use sesame oil, but we didn't have any. I saw this ad this morning that was literally just oil industry propaganda. It wasn't even advertising a product. It was literally just, the oil industry is good. We make jobs. Yeah, that rug. It's something. I mean, Mud, I agree with that, but at this point, it's not going to be comfortable anymore because we're causing so much damage. I have no intention to re-enter the food chain. I just mean we could do. I mean, we're inhabiting the earth beyond our means, and with terrible distribution of resources. Number one Elfan says, any new music? My music? That I'm making? I'm still working on it. I do have new music, but I'm saving it for my album. Olive oil industry. Not that kind of oil. I'm sure the olive oil industry does create some jobs. Well, Sandwich, if you have an organic homestead, I'm not sure what you mean by that, like a farm, or just you buy organic food? Yeah, Mom, I do disagree with the cheating, because I mean, it is nature, but it is. The better argument is that we're smart enough to know better. Oh wow, Sandwich. A farm. I feel like if you're eating your own animals on your own farm, that's kind of a different deal. It probably causes less damage than me buying my vegetarian food at a grocery store. That's awesome, Sandwich. Tobin says when you get to a certain level and have way more knowledge, then you've reached another plane. You've created a new game with no other players. Oh, I agree. That makes sense. Because we're sort of, we have separated ourselves from the environment a lot, to the point where we created materials like styrofoam that won't biodegrade for millions of years. Oh my god. Yeah, I never know what to say about farming or this or that. I'm not that knowledgeable about it. What I do think is cool is the idea of farming up. What do they call that? Vertical farming. I think that's promising. Yeah, it does seem weird to say that organic farming is bad for the environment. Because that's kind of not the point. I mean, I think it's probably not good for the environment, but it's probably a lot better than chemical farming. It's wild to me that people still don't believe in global warming or pollution or anything. Solar capturing window panes are a real thing but will never happen. That's awesome. Why can't that happen? I don't know much about it either, but even if organic farming took up more space, that's what vertical farming would do. We should eat more insects as QK. Maybe we should. Yeah. Indy says vertical farming is pretty bad because it will have to be 100% artificial lighting. Oh crud. Would it really? If it were like all a glass building or something? That says, and here in Ireland we've stopped investing public money into fossil fuels. Congrats, Ireland. The sun shines from above, it can't get between the layers. Damn it. What? What's propaganda? I mean everything, but what's propaganda? I mean, there are scientists who lie, but I don't see what the gain would be in lying about environmental science towards the idea that there is damage. I could see scientists having a lot of motivation to lie and say that the environment is fine, but there's no motivation to lie otherwise. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, scientists have lied about things like, well, he wasn't actually a scientist, but there was like that guy who wrote that whole thing about autism causing vaccines causing autism, and people still believe it even though there's no evidence to support it. It sucks because a lot of people just believe whatever they hear. "95% of scientists agree," says Woolley. Conspiracy pro-organic propaganda uses the exact same argument like climate change deniers. I really don't know. Yeah, it's terrible, Willie, like, really, vaccines? I want to throttle the guy who, choke the guy or whatever. I'm so mad at the guy who started that propaganda because it's ridiculous. New2 says most people don't care that we're destroying the world because they won't be around for it. I actually don't personally even feel that way. It's not comforting to me to say I won't be alive when things go bad, because I mean, this is really incredibly selfish and ridiculous, but if I create any kind of legacy and there's an apocalypse, I'm gone. It's like I was never there to people. Also, who knows what happens after you die? Maybe you take on some kind of consciousness within the earth, and then if the earth's destroyed, you're done. Yikes, the population. We need better worldwide access to birth control. Because people are like, oh, no one's having kids anymore, but that's not true. I mean, like, sure, maybe in Japan and, like, cities in the US or something, people aren't having kids so much anymore, but that's not, I mean, like, India, China, African countries. I mean, it's always someone's choice to have kids, but I think a lot of people are just don't have access to things to not have them. Yeah, Roman, I believe you. Like, I'm sure it is easier in the long run. How could it not be easier to not have to deal with pollution? Israel, I agree that the Earth isn't a big part of the universe, but it's a big part for us. Yeah, Matt, it's a lot of education that needs to happen. I mean, I think we definitely should never make people not have kids. I think that's wrong. I mean, that's eugenics, but I think if there were more opportunity for different kinds of lives and birth control and things like that, then people would not have so many children. They wouldn't feel like it. China is a shining example of environmental progress as obedient reform. How so? And the education should come from the government, says Willie. Doesn't look like it's turning out that way, but it'd be nice. Exactly, Apollyon. I mean, that's true, I mean, I don't blame them. I think it's just, if you're not educated, you have less opportunity for different jobs. So you're gonna choose the job of having children. Yeah, we'll leave that too. Birth control and yeah, and if you need to have children to take care of you when you're old age. Yeah, education's definitely key. Oh, for sure, Willie. I don't think anyone is to blame for being uneducated in general, because it's just the money you have, the situation you're born into, and it's very hard if generations and generations of your family have been poor and not educated to suddenly become middle class or upper middle class or upper class and educated. Yeah, but parenting planning and family planning, I mean, we don't have classes like that in the US, I don't think, unless you sign up for them privately. But we do have things like, well, just but things like a lot of I mean, there's like Planned Parenthood in the US, that's what we have mainly. The issue with that though is that they're gonna defund it. Hopefully not, but it seems that way. Roman says, I like this lively convo. You don't see this on Twitch. Yeah, this is a good conversation. Everyone's being very agreeable. Not agreeable, but not hostile. It's nice. Yeah, it's sort of... Okay, bye, my Eskimos. It sort of creates like a circle though, when someone's like, people are uneducated and they're fed propaganda so they don't become educated, and then yeah, I'm not gonna become a political commentator. I don't have quite enough, nearly enough knowledge and I'm not a good speaker. Wally, what do you agree to disagree about? The less educated a person is, the louder they get. I disagree with that. I actually don't think that's true. I think the loudest people are probably people who are not just uneducated, but who don't want to know things, or know things and don't want other people to know them because it doesn't benefit them personally. But the average uneducated person probably doesn't have much money or much voice at all in politics or in anything. Roman says you should say the loudest or the most passionate, but I've not run into that yet. Willie says it's a shame that nowadays people become so extremist in their opinions that they tend to see the exchange of ideas as an attack. Yeah, I think it's I don't know, people consider me to have pretty extreme opinions, but I think most people would consider me pretty extremely left. But I'm not if someone's going to argue about an issue with me, then I'm not gonna, as long as it's an actual issue. If someone's just gonna start insulting me or something, then of course I'm just gonna say I don't want to talk to you. But if someone wants to have an actual discussion that isn't like just trying to debate whether a person is human or not, or something like that. But like with the environment or something, where it's science and it's there's a lot of different stuff out there. I don't know. I think that's a good debate. Roman says, "Oh, quick question. It fascinates me. Who thinks there isn't a possibility of more intelligent life out there?" I think it's possible. I just don't think it's anywhere near us. And so, unless we figure out a way to get through space faster than the speed of light, I don't see much point in searching for it. Because if we can't get to it and they're not communicating with us and we don't know how to communicate with them, it just kind of, to me, that's a little, also in a way this is kind of maybe some people would consider this kind of silly, but I don't want to see aliens because, I just feel like there's just so much more potential than to have a war with an alien species. There's even more potential to ruin different environments, not just here but on different planets, and to introduce things from different planets to our Earth and then destroy it even more. Exactly, Willie. As long as it's not hate speech. Like if someone opens up with like Jews aren't human or something like that, I'm not going to have an argument with them because I know they just want to hate somebody. Matt says, even if you reach the speed of light, it'd still take years to reach anywhere outside of our solar system. Exactly. We'd have to override the speed of light, and until anyone has a good idea that's feasible. Not all aliens, says Ophelia Worm. Oh my god. If we have a war with aliens, the world would unite, says Israel. Maybe, but maybe kind of, but even so, we'd just get beaten by the aliens. Well, here's what's interesting. Have you watched Star Trek, says Roman Delusion? Yeah, I like Star Trek, but I haven't really seen the original. I've only seen The Next Generation. Die united. No, I don't. I'm not interested in fighting any kind of war, even if it's honorable. Roman says I've watched original Star Trek. Yeah, I've only seen like tiny clips of it, and they're wearing some pretty interesting clothing. I mean, not that the clothing on The Next Generation is normal. It's just funny that it's supposed to be futuristic, and then when you see the clothes they're wearing, it's so dated. Molly says, I'm pretty sure we'll get a hint of intelligence in our lifetime, like some huge energy signal from a far developed alien machine. Will NASA tell us about it? Hi, Sharpo. M. Hill says, faster than light travel is actually impossible based on Einstein's theory of relativity, and you need zero mass to travel at those speeds. But here's a strange oddity. The furthest galaxies in the universe that we cannot see due to not enough time passing for the light to get here will never get here, and those galaxies are in fact traveling away from us at faster than light, which is bizarre given that a galaxy has a crapload of mass. That's fascinating. So that must mean it is possible to go faster than the speed of light. But it also kind of means we'd be trying to chase these galaxies and we'd never catch up. NASA will definitely tell us, says Boy. I hope so. I like data in the next generation. Roman says, I think we will see less intelligent species. If it's within this galaxy, I think you're right. Pretty certain. Radio waves travel through long distances and we have the tech to pick them up. Yeah, I don't think there's anything as smart as us anywhere nearby. No spoilers, says Wooly. I won't spoil the next generation for you. When people say they want aliens, they mean little gray men. Probably. I'd actually prefer a single cell bacteria. Actually, but I do not want them to bring it to Earth. I'd probably get it and die. Hi, I'm Hill. Roman says I want anything, to be honest. I'm not eating the peel, I was just biting it. I like the smell that comes off it. It's not really good to eat this though, to bite on this though, because this isn't an organic orange, so this has probably got junk on it. Oh, well, it says I'm at the new movie Arrival. I haven't seen it or heard of it actually. Smash the table again, please, says Love Dogs. No thanks. Oh, that peel. Ugh. I'm gonna put this here so I won't chew it. I like the texture and the smell, but the taste, no. We should just go full Mad Max, says Mutt. Not sure the reference. Nuri says we haven't even explored 5% of our oceans yet. Yeah, I agree. There's lots of interesting stuff on Earth that people don't seem interested in, and that's really sad. I was always really interested in stuff when I was little. Like, I'd watch the nature documentaries of the undersea fish with the glowing heads. Our earliest radio waves have only traveled around 100 light years. Maybe eventually it'll get there and they'll be hearing about World War II. And the aliens will be like, these people sound like a whole can of worms. I'm not gonna go down there and meet them. Anglerfish. Yes. I like it. Yeah, the birds are chirping. It's raining outside. QK says that's exactly why I chose to study marine biology. Yeah, marine biology. I had two friends who were going to study it. One of them decided to go with biochemical engineering instead because of the money, and the other I'm not sure. Who knows if they would come, Willie? Maybe they'd hear about World War II and come to save us. Hi, Morty. I'm good. How are you? Roman says I studied marine until I realized there's no money, no jobs. Exactly. Which is sad because that's such a cool study and it's important. QK says I don't care about the money. I mean, I care about money because I need it to live. I don't need to be rich, but I mean, by worldwide standards, I am very rich, but I mean, when I'm on my own. Mutt says, I want to study history. Can't wait to be homeless with no jobs. My oldest sister is studying early American literature, so she just has to be a professor. Chuggin says, very rich. I mean, if you're an American who lives in a house and has enough food every day, I think you're rich. I mean, by worldwide standards. Lily says, I did the same and stopped studying archaeology. That's sad. I mean, that people are leaving these cool fields and stuff that are very useful just because there's no money. Mutt wants to move out of Ireland. Yeah, you might be able to be a professor or something. I can't think of anything else you can use history for. Maybe for talking passionately in a documentary. They always have some historian doing that. Roman says, I wanted to do immunology, but it was already my junior year, so I figured screw it. Roman says, my brother studied physics. Ole says, yeah, it's a shame funding is pulled out of all these fields, totally. Curators, a lot of museum work, that's cool. It would be so cool to work in a museum and get to see all that stuff. I got to go in the basement of the Field Museum, which is the historical museum in Chicago. I don't know how famous that is worldwide, but I got to go in the basement there when I was with like a day camp when I was younger. It was so cool. They had like monkey heads floating in pickle. I forget what you call it. That stuff they used to preserve. And like all this unused taxidermy stuff. And like tarantulas. And I got to hold a tarantula. And I don't know, they had all this cool stuff in the basement, retired exhibits and stuff. Hill says, did you say you're a TNG fan? If so, high five. I'm not like a huge fan, but I've seen a lot of it. I'll give you a high five anyway. Roman says, that's me in the Boston Science Museum. My sister goes to school in Boston. I'm gonna visit her sometime, and then maybe I'll see that. Brine? Not brine. I forget what it's called. It's like this really stinky, disgusting liquid that they like preserve brains and eyeballs and bodies in. Formaldehyde, that's right, number 1 L fan. Yeah, formaldehyde is so gross. I still have the smell in my brain because in 9th grade we had to dissect fetal pigs. It was terrible. I couldn't do it. Just like the cutting of the bone and everything, I just like hid. I didn't like it. It smelled so horrible, and it seems so useless to me. Like, why not just show us pictures? There's no good reason to dissect a fetal pig. I just don't understand the point of it, because most children aren't interested in doing that. It's better to just show them pictures or something, or maybe just have one fetal pig for the whole class. But why waste all these fetal pigs? ML says, I believe TNG is the best Star Trek series ever made. You should watch the episode Sarek, where he does a mind meld with Picard. I might have seen it. I better check it out. Roman says, I did it in an advanced A&P class. That's different. I'm talking about 9th grade biology. Lily says, oh my god, so disgusting. We don't do that things here. Maximum is showing eyeballs or hearts. Yeah, here we're really strange. Like, I think in high school there's the fetal pig, and then there's a cow's heart. And then in junior high there's frogs. Oh yeah, and I think my brother's class went to dissect or watch the dissection of a real human. Naturally dead human. Roman says, I haven't gotten to the next generation yet. I'm on episode of 11 of season 3 of the original series. That's pretty far. The dissections are meant to fill inflated budgets. They should put more into special ed then. Special ed is so... They really need to work harder at special ed. Mutt says, when we dissect an animal, we make it into a hearty stew. I wish. They just waste it. Apollyon says, didn't see that coming. I always see hearty stew coming. Touches on many real-life social things. Yeah, the next generation is cool. Bully says, like an autopsy? Yeah, like an autopsy or something. I'm not too sure. Matt says, speaking of the awful education system, my history teacher was dumb. What do you mean? Roman has to go babysit his nieces. Okay. Come back sometime. Bye. Have fun with your nieces. They made him cover all of history, like all of it. Wow. All of it, like, internationally and through all known history. Yeah, I think anyone would sound dumb trying to do that. He just got things wrong, said Matt. The worst teacher I ever had was my 6th grade math teacher. She was terrible, like, she just really hated her students. I don't understand why she was working with children. And she couldn't stand me especially, because I would always leave things in my locker. Like, I was a good student, but I just left things in my locker, and she was always on me about it. And I'd be like, could I get it from my locker? And she'd be like, no, if it's not in your locker, points off. And if it's not with you, points off. And then I'd cry, and she thought she couldn't stand me. And also, like, she never thought the students were paying attention, but she would go through everything so fast. Like, she'd go through our homework answers so that we could correct them, but she would go so fast. Like, she'd be like, number 4 is 8.2, number 2 is 9.4, number 8, and, like, my little brain couldn't keep up with that. And if you asked her what she'd said, she'd be like, ask someone who is paying attention. And then it was terrible. It's like, but I was paying attention. And then when you go to ask someone, you lose even more time because she's still reading and you fall behind. And then she did homework checks to make sure that you'd corrected your homework properly, and she'd collect it. And if it wasn't corrected properly, points off. Matt says, I like ancient and medieval history, so I noticed he fumbled up there sometimes. Yeah, it's awkward when you know more about the topic than your teacher. Yeah, my math teacher was really weird. But she'd put up anything for male students. It was weird. Like, she'd let male students, like, never be quiet in class, stand up the whole time, be really loud. But then she'd always be on female students for just talking quietly among themselves. That says she hated me because I dared to be bad at Spanish. Your Spanish teacher. My Spanish teachers. I've never had a Spanish teacher who didn't like me because I was always really good at Spanish. I wasn't like the best at speaking it, but my writing was always really good. And I was always well behaved. Wooly says, sounds like she had no backbone to me. She had like backbone in the wrong place. Number 1 Elephant says, I think the job position of a teacher should be more competitive. It's so undervalued and underpaid, and tenure just makes no sense to me. Yeah, it is really underpaid. Like my Spanish teachers, when I was younger, there were 2 Spanish teachers at my school. And they were good. They were both older women, like 60, like one like late 50s or 60, and then they just replaced them both with 20-year-olds because they could pay them less, and they had a more like current fancy Spanish education. But the new teachers, what they didn't have was teaching experience, so they both, I swear, both teachers cried. Both teachers cried because the class got out of order. They cried, and it was so uncomfortable because the students who are being noisy don't care if the teacher cries, most of them, and then the students who aren't being noisy are just sitting there like, oh no, oh no. Bully says teaching is one of the most important jobs in our societies. I agree, it's important. It's not well done usually though. Google replaces teachers, says M. Hill. I don't think it replaces teachers, but it definitely replaces them in some ways. Like, I learn most of my things from like YouTube or things like that. Like, I'll look up vocal techniques or languages or just anything you can find online. Why do we tell teachers the inspectors are coming in? It just means they have to clean up their act for one day, then go back to being awful. Yeah, one time my friend, so that math teacher I had, the bad math teacher, my best friend at the time, her dad told on the teacher because the teacher wouldn't let her go to the bathroom. And the teacher got chewed out. I think my mom also called and tattled on her. My math teacher from freshman quit mid-year because she wasn't getting paid enough to live. It's sad. That's sad. It's so sad to me that someone could work as much as they can and not be paid enough. Lily says it's sad you didn't keep up with the Spanish. Me? Yeah, I don't. Like, I did take a good 4 years of Spanish, but I just, my Spanish isn't, it's nowhere near fluent. Red Cadet says, in 6th grade, my teacher told me I couldn't do anything right because I asked her to repeat some instructions. Classic. Teachers do that, but it's so ridiculous because it's like, maybe you just missed it. Maybe you were going too fast. Maybe you were thinking of something else. The noodles were okay. I think when I reheat them next, I'll put them in. When I reheat them again, I'll add some sugar because the soy sauce and stuff was a little sharp. Because the noodles don't have the natural sweetness of rice. Lily says, what languages did you study in school, in private, or tried to study, Agatha? Let's see, I took 4 years of Spanish. Let's see. I've been taking Japanese for about close to 6 years, privately, and I took 1 public class, and I did go abroad, and other languages. I've tried to learn a bit of ASL. Yeah. Apollyon said, I'd often not understand some word and ask to have the assignment repeated and then I think teachers think you're not listening. Exactly. I just my processing speed in class was always when it was a topic I wasn't good at in school, my processing speed was always really slow, and then I'd ask to repeat and the teacher would think I wasn't listening, or they'd get annoyed because I was holding back the class. Hi, UV Floyalist. QK says, I think the best teachers I've ever had were my college teachers. Yeah, I think college teachers are different because it's not so much required education, although it is getting to that point where people just have to go to college to get a good job. But I think for college teachers it's easier because they're teaching people who want to know everything. Yes, Supreme Gentleman, that was my dogs. That was actually mostly Pam's little sister. Molly says, someday I think you should tell stories from the time in Japan. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Hi, squirrel. Thanks. This carpet's really dirty. QK says, but isn't it funny how I wait to 18 to get good teachers? Yeah, that's nuts. I've had some good teachers before. Not enough, but I've had some good teachers. Oh yeah, student loans in the US are nuts. My oldest sister is she owes probably $100,000 or something. Yeah, Willie, I'll do a video like that sometime, top 5 stores or something, or dumbest things I did while I was there, or things that surprised me most. I worry about doing a video like that though, because I feel like I just get a ton of comments being like, oh weeb, or whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane, how much money she's had to take out in loans. I mean, she pays some, we pay some, but... Red Cadet says, did you get coffee from the vending machines in Japan? Oh, I don't drink coffee. So no, I never did get a coffee from vending machines in Japan, but I did get tea. I did get tea or water sometimes. Wolf Club, what are you trying to say? Wolf Club, what are you trying to say? Mutt says, the American education system is one of the reasons I didn't want to move to America. It's pretty bad. Nature says, I'd like to go to Japan, it just looks neat. Yeah, if you think it looks neat, I think it'd be a good place for vacation. For a short time, or something. It's a harder place to live. I mean, it's easy convenience-wise, but language and stuff, you have to learn. Hill says, surely that will take most of her lifetime paying that off. I mean, I imagine so, because, I mean, she's probably going to end up becoming a professor since she's a history major. I mean, she's not a history major, she's going to get a PhD in history, so she'll probably end up a professor at a college, and you don't make that much at being a professor at a college, so she'll always be in debt, probably. Israel says, Japan looks clean. It is pretty clean. It's clean compared to the US. There's still litter and stuff on the grounds, which is depressing, but it's clean compared to us. Finland doesn't have to do homework because #1 elf fan. Cool. I think Switzerland has the second longest lifespan after Japan. I think Japan is like 88 or something for women and like 84 for men. Maybe 80. In the US it's 75 for men and I think 80 for women. Maybe not quite, maybe we're like 78. Wally says there's this YouTube channel where this guy interviews people on the streets of Japanese cities. I've seen that. I know exactly what you mean. Is that, he has like, his username is something like that Japanese guy name. I forget what his name was. Apollyon says, when I visited Manchester, they had plastic bottles and other trash everywhere on the streets on grass. That sucks. The litter in Japan was less than here. What I saw a lot of was cigarettes. People still smoke a lot. Hi, Lesbian Legend. Hi, Alburito. Yeah, Yuta. Him. That Japanese guy, Yuta. I like his videos. They're interesting. With just the questions like, what do Japanese people think of this or that? It's fun to see the people and what they're saying. Yeah, lisping, sorry, I finished cooking. I'll be on for just another 20 minutes. We're just talking about littering and countries in Japan. I miss the train system. I'll put the noodles away and maybe give them to my brother. The train system was so convenient because I could go anywhere. I can't go anywhere here. I mean, I could, I just need to go on a bus or something, and I'm just really intimidated by Chicago. But in Japan, like, I could just get on a train all by myself, and I mean, no, people would look twice because I was foreign, but other than that, it was really convenient. The train system is not complicated. I mean, it is complex, but it's not, like, difficult to use, and if you make a mistake, it's easy to turn back. I have a terrible sense of direction, and I still was okay, especially if you speak or can read Japanese. You can listen to the announcements and stuff and have no problem. Or even just look at the maps. They usually have Roman letters on them too. I'd say if you don't speak English, Japanese, or like Chinese that has similar characters, you might have some trouble, but if you speak English or Japanese or Chinese even, I think you're probably okay. Red Cadet says public transportation is really horrible here in Florida too, so you're not alone. If you can't drive a car, you're doomed. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Willie says it was easy to follow the signs and maps. It was pretty easy. Like, you go into the train station and there's usually machines, and the machines are simple. They just say, like, you click on like how far you want to go, kinda, and then you choose how many tickets you want and the cost and stuff, and then the ticket comes out, and then you put it through kaisatsu. There's like a gate or something they have in like New York or whatever too, and you go put the ticket through and go, and then you get on the train, and then you just listen for your stop. I did get lost in Japan, but just walking in the streets, and then it was easy to find my way. #1 Elfan says, do you know how to ice skate? When I visited my relatives in Chicago, there were like toddlers whizzing by me and I had to hold my cousin's hand. It was embarrassing. I don't know how to ice skate, but I think a lot of people here do. I had a friend who was like a really good ice skater. She could do like spins. Ice skating intimidates me, says Natures. It is difficult. I've never been able to do it. I don't have the balancing skills. I can roller skate and I can ride a bike. I didn't learn to ride a bike until I was 13, but now I like to ride a bike. I might go on a bike ride today. You did ice skating once and you already know how? Wow. M. Hill says, ice skating isn't a life skill that's much in demand. That's true. Unless you're like a professional ice skater or something, it's not a useful skill. I mean, it's useful for fun, but... Ollie says ice skating isn't that hard. It's hard for me. Wow, squirrel. That would be me if I stood up. I tried to ice skate once when I was 6, but I couldn't stand up at all, so never again. Also, the ice skates were too big on me. Mutterfly says you can roll... I called you Mutterfly again, sorry, Mutt. Mutt says you can roller skate, but not ice skate. Yep, I can roller skate. I can sort of rollerblade, but I can't ice skate. Apollyon says going fast was super fun, but then I'd not know how to lose speed and I'd fall and break using my whole body. Ow. That hurts. Yeah, when I learned rollerblading, it was in the school gym and I'd crash into everybody. I slammed this girl and she fell on the ground. I felt so bad. Where's Elle, says Willie. I think Elle is busy today. I don't know. Apollyon says I was wearing thick clothes so it didn't hurt. I noticed that ice hurts even in thick clothes. Like even if I'm wearing like a coat and stuff, if I fall on the ice it really hurts me. Like my back and stuff. Ice is so hard, it's like harder than anything. It's like falling on like marble. Mutterfly, sorry Mutt. I know. It's just your name, I just see it and I want to say Mutterfly. Roller derby. Is the chat still moving? It's not moving for me. Let me refresh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the best balance, so I'm just grateful that I was even able to bike. Oh, there the chat goes, it's moving fast. ML says I slipped and fell on marble in a posh bathroom once. I was naked too, so my butt took the full impact. Boy, it hurt. That sounds awful. Your tailbone and stuff. What are your plans for the week, says Willie? My plans for this week. Work on music, film videos, definitely. That's the main things. Willie says you always say you're gonna do a new YouTube video, but then you don't. I'm sorry. I run out of energy, and I filmed 2 videos last week, but I didn't like either of them. But I definitely will film some this week. thinking yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Wooly, the streams are just like, I mean, I like streaming, but when I'm online so long, I get kind of, I just sort of exhaust my voice. But I promise I will do more videos soon. It's not like I lack ideas and stuff, I just like, I film them and I don't like the way they come out, or I have trouble talking it. But I definitely, this week I'm planning to film the mic unboxing. If it gets here, please get here, mic. And then I have an idea for an ASMR video. QK says, did you listen to our music recommendations? A little, I'll get back to you. Bully says, I think people won't mind so much. Mind what? Squirrel says, please talk some Japanese. Maybe I'll do some video on Japanese language sometime. I could like teach some basic Japanese or something. Obedient Worm, it's just the lighting. Willie says if the videos aren't perfect, people won't mind. Yeah, I know they won't, it's just me. Speak some Spanish is QK. Oh, my Spanish is not good, my pronunciation is very bad. Willie says if streaming is too exhausting, maybe you could do just 2 streams some week. I'm kind of in a contract. I just need to like kind of force my energy up and make sure I'm in a good sleep schedule. I think the more activity I do, the more energy I have. Eventually, I just need to work up to it, and yeah. Yeah, sorry, Pollyanna, just rocking around. The 3 a week is just because most people. Willie says I can judge your pronunciation. Give it a try, says Willie. Oh no, I do not want to speak Spanish. It's very bad. It's just so bad, my pronunciation. I'm too embarrassed. Hi, Mask Mars. Yeah, you're back. I'll be on for another 6 minutes. But yes, I signed a contract with, there was no official agreement about how long to stream, but I still, it's like a requirement, sort of. I don't know, it's just a requirement I have for myself. Mask Mine says I was at the store. What store? Where were you? Like groceries? Number 1 Elfan says I keep telling myself I'm just gonna draw paint, but then I get so lazy I just stare at the ceiling. I know what you mean. With art, you just have to be like, just do it! What's that meme of the guy who's like, just do it! Just do it! Willie says it couldn't be bad that me writing English. No, your English is very understandable and fine. This is not my room space, Violet. I'm downstairs because my Wi-Fi is very bad upstairs. Mask Mar says, I saw this really pretty girl. Yeah, grocery. She had short hair and big glasses. Did you talk to her? Where are the alpacas? The alpacas are upstairs. Yeah, Pollyanna, I'm glad you came. Oil investments. I do not have oil investments. Rolls of cigars with $100 bills. Mask Mize is too shy. You should just go up to her and be like, hey, do you have any idea where the turnips are? Or something. Or I like your glasses. Something benign like that. Not that I approach girls in grocery stores, but she looked like she was smelly and greasy, but looked real nice. I get what you mean. Wooly says then she tells him where the turnips are and he's like, okay. Then after that you could be like, so you come here often? Yeah, no, I don't know how that works. Me too, thanks. This is Apollyon. Yep, that's me trying to talk to girls. You too. Yes, I work here. Mask Mice says, I'm gonna write a song. That's cool. Show me when you're done. Or a poem. I often write a poem and then I sing it. And then it becomes a song. Matt says, just go up and say, there's no gold behind our money. True, but someone has to believe in the gold. That's how it stays valuable, the belief in it, that money is worth something. We all have to agree to that construct. Otherwise, money is just valueless. Alpaca wool is hypoallergenic. That's why you like him? I'm actually not allergic to wool. What's this made of? This is 15% wool, 70% acrylic. Have you heard Mount Erie's new record? It's about his wife who lost to cancer. It's really beautiful. Aw, that's sad. I'll check it out. Hi, Barry Godia. Might as well become bitcoins. Same thing, but I don't think anyone's gonna stop believing in money anytime soon. Who's Phil? Dr. Phil? I'm pretty good, Barry. I'm kinda leaving. I'm kinda leaving now. But thanks for coming. Yeah, everyone, I better get going. We're hitting 2 hours now. Virigodia says, aw, this is the second time I've come at the very end. Sorry. Sorry, Barry. My Sunday stream starts at 10 a.m. Central, and my Thursday and Tuesday streams start at 8 p.m. Central. What are you allergic to, says Squirrel? I don't really have very coherent allergies. I might be slightly allergic to penicillin. I'm allergic to most grass. I'm allergic to my dog and most other dogs and cats. Once I was in an art shop and I saw a girl I wanted to stop to, but I remembered I was wearing a leather jacket on the one day Ireland decided to get really warm, so I was gross smelling. Just take off the jacket, Mutt. That sucks though. Okay, bye everybody. Okay, come Tuesday, Barry. Yeah, I'm pretty fidgety, Space Violet. My view count always shoots up when I'm leaving. Okay, bye Apollyon, bye Wooly, bye Mutt, bye Space Violet, bye Moobot, bye Barry, bye Natures, bye QK, bye Willy, bye Supreme Gentleman, bye Israel, bye Mutt, bye Rusty, bye DeJiff, bye Squirrel, bye Wooly, bye Mice, bye QK, bye Worm, bye Number 1 Elfan. Okay, I'm leaving now. Hopefully I got everyone.